presentation. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Greg Anthony and Stan Van Gundy. And we've got Allie LaForce reporting from the sideline. Guys, looking at Sacramento, they took the win in their last game against the Pistons. And just one look at the score tells you all you need to know. They were dominant in just about every area.
And a lot of that was game plan, putting guys in a position to succeed, particularly on the offensive end.
And that was the kind of win a coach takes pride in. You lay out the strategy, and the players execute perfectly.
Tonight, and I'm looking forward to this, Greg, we're going to see the speed and the skill of NBA guards. Two of the league's best going head-to-head.
And when I think basketball, I envision guards pushing the tempo, taking threes. The modern NBA has a lot of talent. The pace has never been higher.
Maxey, no good. Here's Pierce. Here's Pettit. Kukoc with the defensive effort.
Nice work defensively to contest that shot right at the rim. Nothing easy.
Maxey looking it over. 5 to shoot. Pass to Chamberlain. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down.
But here's the problem. No one's got the strength to move Wilt off his spot, and no one has the height to challenge the shot at its point of release.
And so just over a minute and a half played. Maxey in the corner. Sinks the triple.
The shortest three in the game. Maxey solid from that corner.
Iverson right side. They set the pick. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
And guys, point of emphasis for the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, and yet we still see it a lot. It's a tough thing to police.
Now here's Bryant. He carries a very heavy load for him offensively, averaging nearly 32 points a game. And it's Smith missing. Goes up again. And again, the Hornets missing.
Yeah, slow start for them offensively, 1 for 5. They need to be more patient and find a better look.
And we've got a whistle. The refs are indicating it's a transition take foul. It's going to be a shot and the ball. Charlotte shooting their first free throw of the night here. And a timeout called by Charles Lee. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline. Hornets trail 5-4. The kick out to Pierce. Pass to Pettit. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Wilt Chamberlain picks one up.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
This is his first chance at the line tonight. He doesn't get the second one. Kings leading now by 3. Right side, Bryant. Lays it up and banks it in.
Inside the paint, Bryant is just as much trouble. He's practically a sure thing from in close.
Iverson outside. Over to the wing. Pocket 6. And they call an illegal screen here.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
Yeah, and that's maybe something that should be called more. We see a lot of moving screens in today's NBA.
Now here's Bryant. Kicks it out to Maxey. Down low. Here's Chamberlain.
And that's just too easy. The size, strength, length. No way to stop Chamberlain once he gets the ball in that close.
Inside. A jump hook. Back to Iverson. And stolen by Maxey. And now Sacramento on the break. And here's Kobe from the arc. Off the mark. His first miss of the game. 1 for 2. To the inside. Houston. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And Houston, a pro at initiating the contact, an aggressive shooter who's looking for opportunities to get to the line.
And so he hits both. And so Bryant will bring it up for Sacramento. Chamberlain a screen to the paint, and Chamberlain with the stuff.
That is ferocious.
You said it. That was ferocious. Kicks it out to Johnson. Here's Houston. Drains the three-pointer. Houston's got 5 now.
Houston is so consistent from out there.
Kicks it out to Johnson. Chamberlain with the block. And it's Ball slamming it down. The Kings leading. Outside, Maxey cuts off the pass. Pass to Schrempf. Here's Houston. Puts up a 3. And another 3 for Charlotte.
And this is where Houston is at his best. So good at just catching and shooting.
And so Lenny Wilkins calls a timeout. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out. Making a change here. The Kings trailing. We've got 1:28 left in the first quarter. And here's Chamberlain. He has 6. Here's Turner. And Turner throws it down.
And using that improved court awareness, Turner continues to make plays out of the pick and roll.
Johnson outside. And again, Charlotte with the triple.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Now, here is Chamberlain. They count on his contributions, currently providing 16.5 points a game.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
And stolen by Bull. .30 seconds left to play here in the first. Johnson wide open. He fires. His three-pointer's off the mark. And the Kings with possession. And a timeout called by Charles Lee. He's going to take this chance to talk to his guys. Nice game. Great performance by Wilt Chamberlain.
And he has absolutely worn them out in the paint. They need to come up with a plan to limit his touches in the interior.
There's 18 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Johnson. He's been a reliable scorer for him as he's averaging up over 13 points a game. Here's Jonas. It's all tied in Sacramento. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this.
17. The Hornets. 17.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And when you consider how the Kings are doing, guys, what are your thoughts?
Way to set the table. Offensively, they dominated on the interior.
Well, if they're going to be that ferocious inside, this defense is in for a long night.
Outside, Maxey driving in, and the rebound goes to the Hornets. The Oklahoma City Thunder will be in town for the next one. That game marks the first half of a quick two-game homestand. And stolen by Maxey. And here comes Smith leading the fast break. Offline with his three.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Pass to Flagg. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Hornets need to get a shot off here. It's stolen by Smith. Here's James. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Kings.
Well, so far they've done a great job of reading the offense and repeatedly putting themselves in the right place to interrupt the play and force turnovers.
And the other thing, I love how they're playing up tonight, getting into ball handlers and forcing some turnovers.
It's time to send it over now to our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Hey guys, Tyrese Maxey, a late first-round pick back in 2020, but he's become an all-star. He said, quote, "I've always had that chip with me from day one. I had to earn everything I got from a basketball perspective and make a name for myself. I try hard to foresee and envision this." Kevin, back over to you.
The drive for greatness, something to watch. All right, Allie, we appreciate the report. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. So, Stan, when it comes to preparing your team for a game, as a coach, what are the main things you're trying to get across?
Well, look, Kevin, I think the main things is you've got to decide what the main things are. And when you've got maybe an hour to prepare a team for a game, they're not going to be able to go through everything you would like them to know. But you got to decide. You got to prioritize. These are the 2 or 3 things we've got to get done tonight, and you've got to have a clear understanding of those.
That free throw, no good.
Well, probably a little draft in the arena tonight. He's the last guy you expect to miss the mark by that much.
Absolutely. And it's the Hornets with the ball. Nothing offensively yet from them in the second quarter. A rebound by Kobe Bryant. Kings leading now by 3. And there's the drive. And he uses the glass on the layup.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Outside, Pierce. Pass to Flagg. Owens with the rebound. Here's Sacramento. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. And what you love about Cooper Flagg, he's committed to playing the game the right way.
Yeah, I mean, even back in middle school, we would binge watch the '86 Celtics, a team known for its high IQ.
Basket counts.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And here's Corver from the arc. That will not get it done. He's 0 for 2.
Finding a little rhythm here that they have to like where they're at.
Yeah, you're seeing their offense in a flow. Now it's time for their defense to turn up the heat a little more.
And I think that one could have easily have fallen for him.
Outside, Maxey. Four on the shot clock. To the middle. And stolen by Flagg. Pierce feeling it out a bit. Iverson right side. Here's Pettit. No good. They had a chance to end the run there.
Well, if you give him that shot again, I'm willing to bet he nails it, especially with that lack of defensive effort.
Now, here's Maxey. Brown wide open. He fires. And again, it's Sacramento converting.
Well, this is what Brown was looking for. He just needed the ball, and then instantly, his shot was up.
And a timeout called by Charles Lee. Coach is going to talk some things over with the team. Might be seeing something to adjust. Hornets trailed by 11. Here's Houston. He's got 8. Driving inside. Ben Gordon on the wing. Pass to Houston. Chamberlain with the...
And the quickness off the floor, the insane reach. Wilt, one of the greatest shot blockers you'll ever see.
Johnson, that's for 2. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Stan, what advice would you give to coaches that are leading a struggling team?
Well, Kevin, I think the number one thing, whether you're leading a struggling team or a team playing really well or anything in between, is to just stay consistent. Keep working on the things that you know over time make teams consistent. Go out and talk about those things day in and day out and try to get your team to focus on those.
Shot clock at 6. Pass to Houston. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. 1:24 left here in the second. And here now the Kings. 11 unanswered points for him. James looking it over. It's Kobe Bryant on the wing. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Smith. And he drives in. Sacramento gets it back in a new 14. Good ball movement here by the Kings. Three-pointer. Hands it from downtown. Smith's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks. Boy, that has to be a relief, ending a 14-0 run by Sacramento.
Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Johnson. .24 seconds left in the first half of the game.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Well, terrific timing and placement with the bounce pass there.
Johnson with it. He's got 5. It could go. And so it's the Sacramento Kings sitting with a comfortable lead, up by 14. And their ability to get points in the paint has made all the difference in this one. We come back right after this. And with the second half upon us, We'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Iverson. And a wide open look for Flagg. And the three ball is good.
Well, when you have a scorer as skilled as he is, you do everything you can to get him the looks he needs.
Now Maxey. Chamberlain a screen. Pulls from the top of the key. Maxey, no good.
Well, that wasn't a bad shot. Defense playing a little loose there. Sometimes it just doesn't go in.
Iverson outside. Just 5 on the clock. It's stolen by Bryant. Maxey in the corner. Pass to Kukoc. Back to Maxey. 6 to shoot. Here's Smith. Chamberlain. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Kings lead by 13.
And I'll tell you, the combination of agility, wingspan, and stamina, very difficult to keep Wilt from scoring off those misses.
Now here is Smith. 5 points in the game. Kukoc can't get it to go.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
Here's Pierce. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That one on Kukoc. The Hornets shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game. So he gets them both. And so Lenny Wilkins calls a timeout. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. Sacramento making a switch here. Here's Smith. He's been a reliable scorer for him as he's averaging up over 13 points a game. Here's Chamberlain. And Chamberlain with the stuff.
And one of the most prolific scorers you'll find. Wilt keeps finding ways to raise the bar, as evidenced by his output here tonight.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And you know, something I remember from their last game was how good he was at the line.
Hornets trail by 13. Here's Pierce. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as he'd like.
And no good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there. And the dunk by Kobe.
You see the number of moves Kobe has, more than capable of creating for himself with that handle.
There's a good screen. And he lobs it up toward the rim. And it's Flagg missing.
Well, that alley-oop attempt, a case of what could have been, just didn't finish the play.
Well, it's not easy to time that up. Just not quite in sync there.
Here's Iverson, following the basket by Kobe Bryant. Pass to Jonas. Kobe with the steal. 3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. Fader on the way. Again, the miss by Kobe. And stolen by Chamberlain. And so they foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Now, here is Smith. 17-point lead, their biggest. Let's check in now with our Allie LaForce, who's got a story for us. Allie?
Well, the NBA studies other leagues. Commissioner Adam Silver said, "I'm a fan of what baseball did with the pitch clock and the size of bases, increasing the engagement and the entertainment value of the game. If they're able to make changes, certainly we shouldn't be afraid to do the same." Kevin, back to you.
Some forward thinking. Allie, we thank you very much. And so here's Charlotte following the three-pointer by Kobe Bryant.
And guys, you don't think this fella can do some major damage if he gets an opening to the rim.
They just learned that lesson the hard way. They better put a little bit more effort into their D the next time down.
Yeah, look, never tempt a guy with a sure thing. No surprise to see him taking advantage like that.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach so far that we've seen for the Kings?
Well, look, you have to be able to count on energy and effort every night, and they're showing a lot of it with their transition buckets.
And they're also finding a good deal of their points off turnovers tonight. Seems like every time they come up with an extra possession, they find a way to convert.
And a timeout called by Charles Lee. Coach needs a moment to talk things over. And so here's Charlotte. Johnson left side. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Trey Johnson. That's his first foul.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
And the Kings with possession. They're on a 13-4 run. Left side, Brown. Over Bull. And once again off the mark by Sacramento. And Charlotte can't hang on to the ball.
And this is like another case of Murphy's Law right now, and it's been their own doing, really, just like we saw there.
And you think of all that Jaylen Brown has accomplished, Coach? Top of the list, 2024 Finals MVP.
Yeah, look, it's tough to beat that as an accomplishment, Kevin. Win your team a championship and be the biggest part of it. But what I love about Jaylen Brown is the consistency of what he's done throughout his career. This guy has been good for a long time, and he's still got a long way to go.
And it's the Kings with the ball after Charlotte getting the three. Just 5 to shoot. Here's James. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. And the Kings lead by 19. Pass to Jonas. Here's Bull. Here is Schrempf. He's covered by Brown. And here's Schrempf. Misses the layup. And so it looks like the Kings will retain possession here.
Great energy on the deflection and a good job disrupting their offense.
Yeah, there's nothing easy on offense. Coaches love seeing that kind of hustle on the defensive end.
Over in the corner, Brown. The screen from Brown. Here's Maxey. And the layup's good off the glass. Maxey's got 7 points in the game.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
Houston's shot's good.
And so far going for more of an inside presence here in the second half, getting away from the three-point shot.
Brown outside. .29 seconds left to play here in the third. Owens, no good. Hornets trail by 19. Pass to Houston. Back to Johnson. Rebound by the Kings. Outside, James. Kobe Bryant getting it done for Sacramento. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with them.
31.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Kings leading now by 19 points. Poked away. It's stolen by Johnson. And he banks in the layup.
Well, that's easy pickings for him. Unless the defense is all over him, he'll take that all day long.
Now, here's Owen. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Trey Johnson. That'll be his second foul of the game. And the Kings will go for a different look here. Maxey in the corner. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. And the Kings lead by 19.
And the jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
It's Pierce on the wing. Back to Johnson. 5 on the clock. Pass to Pierce. Great pass to set up the lay-in.
Assisted.
Well, you want to shoot a high percentage from the floor? That's where you go with the ball.
Outside, Maxey. On the wing, Bryant. Shoots over Johnson. And yep, couple bounces and it falls.
The defense has got to cover Bryant everywhere. Otherwise, he'll just keep finding looks whenever he wants.
It's stolen by Bryant. And here's the fast break. Maxey leading the way. And it's Kukoc with the jam.
Any chance you get, you want to put yourself in a position to succeed, and that's what he did there.
Well, converting on those transition opportunities is just so important.
Pass to Chamberlain. Ball's knocked loose. And stolen by Flagg. And that's an intentional foul. So it's both teams making substitutions here.
First team foul. Substituting.
Kings on D. A 21-point lead, the biggest in the game.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
And GA, you look at all these great European players. Some saying that youth development in the U.S. could emulate aspects of what they're doing overseas in their system.
Well, it's already going in that direction. Youngsters able to, in essence, go pro from their early teens. But the academies they've set up over there, they are no doubt intriguing.
Buries the long-range jumper.
His strong shooting has really helped them secure this lead.
No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a three-point play. It's going to be on Kobe Bryant. Here's Sears. Pass to Chamberlain. And it's Chamberlain finishing it off.
How about the body control and just the sheer athletic prowess of Chamberlain on that one? And how about he takes on the defender head on and then throws down the two-hand.
Nice straight power there. Straight power.
And he just elevates and powers in the one-hand.
Textbook. And Flagg throws it down.
Well, that's what you want. Get him the ball and see if he can close the gap.
Not his best game, but they're still getting it done collectively.
Knocked away. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. Stan, one expression you hear, foul baiting. Players using sneaky tricks to draw a foul.
Yeah, look, Kevin, I'm not a huge fan of that, of guys developing that as a skill. But I will say this. It only works against undisciplined defense. If defense has the discipline to stay solid and fundamental, then you're not going to get baited into those things. And a lot of times, those foul baiters end up taking bad shots.
Substituting on the court.
Here's Jonas. Here's Johnson. Yep, that one goes in there.
And they've really gotten on track here in the second half. After that shaky start, the field goal percentage steadily climbing. They couldn't make anything in that first break.
Pass to Flagg. Rebounded by Howard. Sacramento leading by 21. Here's Sears. That's good. And so Howard with the assist.
He is cold-blooded. Drops the dagger. Piles on to what was already a big lead.
And defensively, that kind of effort is just not going to cut it.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Back to Turner. Passed in a nay. Now here's Turner. Shot clock at 5. There's the triple. Hornets with the rebound. There's 1:40 left in the fourth quarter. To the wing right side. And it's Flagg missing.
Well, the defense got lucky there. More often than not, he's making that shot.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Sacramento.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And so they'll stretch their victory total to 19 on the season. Left side, Rodman. Pass to Sears. Chandler with the block. Gordon deciding where to go with it. Here's Petrovic. Launches a 3. Jaylen Brown with the rebound. Here's Sears. The shot's good. Brown making the play.
And you know they feel good giving their fans a show here while taking care of business.
Yep, the crowd gets to go home feeling good about the win tonight. Their team looked impressive.
Pass to Petrovic. Not going to go that time. Well, this one is winding down now. Sacramento can run out the clock. Here's Sears. Fires for 3. Up again. Owens on the follow.
Hard work and soft hands, guys. That's what made that play possible.
No simple offensive rebound there. Going for the tip-in. So it's the Kings winning this one easily. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like one